You people that respond to sexual assault talking about go to the police, go to the police. I beg you just shut up. Watagwan pa watagwan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. So by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about T.I. and Tiny versus all of the women and the accusations that have been put against their name. If you're new to my channel and you do not know who I am, my name is Phillip, or Gade for short. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe to the ting. Guys, I know you most probably can see this fucking huge scar that is on my nose bridge. I was setting up my ring light and the ring light fell on my face. So your boy is looking scarred up, but content aftermath. So let's just get straight into this video. A lot has been going on in the last 24 hours and women are coming forward about accusations against T.I. and Tiny, but I'm just going to start from the beginning for those of you that do not know what's going on. So for those of you that do not know who T.I. and Tiny is, T.I. is a rapper. He calls himself the King of Atlanta, and he's also known for his political format when he does his speeches and using very interesting words. He is married to Tiny, who is from the musical R&B group Escape, and they have been married for several years. They also had a reality show that was called T.I. and Tiny Family Hustle, and on that show it basically showed their family, their relationship, and on the last season of their show they was going through a troubled time in their relationship and they had split up for a period of time, but they have been back together ever since. A woman by the name of Sabrina Peterson went onto social media and basically ranted, and this is what she said. The sad part about being a woman and being a black woman is this: the public praises our predators. Troubleman 31, which is T.I., you put a gun to my head in front of children, and I have never called the police on you, but for years you have painted me as the villain. As black women, it's hard to heal from violence and anything because you are painted as the problem or reason this happened to you. Let's normalize the allowing black women to heal. It's so hard being the victim of and being painted as the reason it happened. Somebody commented underneath it and responded by saying, Tip put a gun to your head? And she responded by saying, yes, because I was beating up his female assistant that was treating Tiny like a... So these individuals are associates. They actually do know each other. The allegations that are being made are somewhat believable simply for the fact that they do know each other. In response to that, Tiny, that goes by the social name Major Girl, responded by saying, hold up, so you want your to train your sons? He was just uncle 2 years ago. Now when did you say my husband assaulted you? Did you change your mind or change it back? What's up with you today, Pooh? I'm confused. Stop harassing my family. You strange. Everybody know you've been special. Face slicing seminar lady. Please get help, but leave us alone. That response was just, I feel like that response was just not needed. She also goes onto her Instagram story to say, all clout ain't good clout, especially when it's revealed you're looking for clout. Sabrina ends up going onto Instagram Live to basically voice how she feels. She starts ranting. She goes into more detail about what's going on. Shakana also gets involved. Shakana is also an associate friend of Tiny. She also gets involved. She alleges that Sabrina was recruiting girls for T.I. and Tiny. Like, a lot of he said, she said is going on. People are chiming in the social circle. Like, a lot is going on. Sabrina, that goes by the name The Glam University on social media, ends up going on her Instagram story and literally posts about 14 to 15 women, and some of them have similar stories. What's not even funny is I work for such and such 911. Because of the confidentiality of my job, please do not post this. Roughly 4 to 5 months ago, a lady called and said T.I. drugged and her, then dropped her off to a strip club in Delcarb. I believe she said, not that I know it for myself to be true, but reading all these stories, I'm glad I didn't judge and just heard her out. I'm so sorry y'all had to experience this. I met T.I. in Atlanta in 2012. I was 19 at the time. He introduced me to Tiny and they would fly me everywhere they went to have with them, both in exchange for money. He'd give me Molly water to loosen me up. There were times I woke up bruised and He'd also sleep with me unprotected when Tiny wasn't around. He gave me an incurable. T.I. is a. He preys on young females. There are also a couple females in Vegas who have the same story. Hi, messaging you from a fake page because I still work in entertainment. I really appreciate what you're doing for all the victims. I worked at Atlanta Records years ago during the time Grand Hustle had offices there. It is widely known that they swing. Tiny had a relationship with Wayne for a while, etc. That I personally witnessed. While I knew all about the wild life, I had zero knowledge about the abuse, drugging and rape of these women. It's truly disgusting on both parts, and while I do believe Tiny is probably a victim of narcissistic, that absolutely doesn't excuse her role in all of this. She's disgusting. As a person who has suffered physical and narcissistic abuse before, I could never imagine assisting someone in causing this much pain to harm others. I pray that God continues to guide you and protect you and the work you're doing. There's a screenshot and it shows that Rob Kardashian wrote a post and it says, since T.I. want to chime in on business that don't concern him, let's talk about the threesome you had with China and your baby mama Tiny. Don't speak on my daughter when you're having threesomes with young Chai and Tiny, and I put that on my daughter's life since you want to speak on my daughter. Damn shame. China told me everything about your threesomes with you and her and Tiny. You got no moves, bro. Obviously, this is not the first time that like allegations about swinging, threesomes and anything like that has popped up. Victims are really exposing their stories and exposing T.I. and Tiny. T.I. and Tiny seek legal action and they put out a statement. Mr. and Mrs. Harris want to be on record and more importantly want the public to know that they empathetically deny in the strongest way possible the egregious appalling allegations being made against them by Sabrina Patterson. The Harrises have had difficulty with this woman for well over a decade. They are taking this matter very seriously. T.I. also goes on to make a post. The post has nearly 1 million views and it captions and says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. We vehemently deny all the disgusting anonymous allegations. I want to say something about like celebrity culture and like the lifestyle that some celebrities and public figures keep on social media. What people fail to understand is that when you go into the public eye, it's very rare for you to be able to keep your ways under wraps for your whole career. It's like, look at R. Kelly. Even though he reached his 50s, the truth came out. Do you understand? Even people like Jimmy Savile, Jeffrey Epstein, everything comes out eventually. People that decide that they want to do certain things and live a certain life and do certain acts, you need to remember that there's certain things that will eventually come out. Do you understand? Over the years, a lot of people have exposed abuse and those things. People do tend to go to social media first because I feel like when you have been like abused by like a public figure, in your mind, it's like the first thing you think is like, why are these hundreds of thousands of people praising you when you're a nasty person? I feel like that is what comes to these individuals' heads when they do it. And I don't see anything wrong with that. A lot of people, when people talk about sexual assault and things like that, a lot of people say things like, why didn't you go to the police? Why didn't you go to the police? And I'm not being funny, but you don't know if all these individuals have or have not gone to the police. But whether they do it before or after, that's none of your business. But if they want to go on social media and speak their truth and they want that public figure to be real with who supports them on their platform, that is why they chose to go on to social media. One thing I can say about social media in general, going into any kind of entertainment industry, sex seems to be like such a pinnacle thing that people do. Sex is at the top of the list of things that people engage in when it comes to the entertainment industry. I feel like I've heard so many stories about music industries where there's like sex parties and all these type of things, and it's actually crazy. It's so crazy that you can't normalize going into a career and it not involving like drugs and sex. I'm not judging those that take drugs, I'm not judging those that have sex parties. When it gets to abuse, I can understand that when you set up events, you don't want people snapping and stuff like that. I totally understand that. But if somebody says like, bro, I don't want to do this, I don't want to be here, they should be able to just grab their phone or grab their belongings and just leave. I also saw a comment, and the comment referred back to when Phaedra from Real Housewives of Atlanta had that rumor about Candy and Todd drugging and trying to and have sex with Portia. I don't want to say it makes sense, but it kind of makes sense. Do you get what I mean? I want you guys to comment down below and give me you lot's opinion on the sex culture in the music industry. I feel like it's very, very popularized and normalized that sex is one of the main things when it comes to this industry. And I don't understand how these famous and rich people do these encounters, don't sign NDAs, they don't construct themselves in a professional manner. They're not mindful of their platforms and what they have to lose. Do you get what I mean? Why do people feel like they can be bad people behind the scenes but present the world amazing, like God-fearing sometimes person to social media? This situation didn't even need to have to go this far. It did not need to go this far. When Sabrina had gone onto social media, I don't think Tiny should have even said anything. I consider her comment as gaslighting. You're gaslighting, because if what was said in that comment was true, then why would you go and say, oh, stop harassing my family? Like, you guys are rich. If somebody is on social media tarnishing your name, would you not just immediately straight away get a lawyer involved, sort out a cease and desist? Like, would you not just do that straight away? Why do you not feel like you can do damage control yourself on social media? Like, that's not, like, please. I'm not gonna lie, if I had money, I would not even entertain some of the things that have been put up about me on social media. That was all for this mix up, goddamn. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe to the ting, and as I always say, don't blood clot mix me.